Welcome to Mimi Stories 256. Please like, subscribe, and comment. I like means support. Let's continue with our next chapter of The Price of Her Belonging. Jenny's face was contorted in rage, her piercing glare radiating fury, every line of her expression. A warning that mercy was not an option. Adoria's breath hitched, her knees threatening to buckle beneath her. "Jenny, you don't mean that," she whispered, her voice barely audible. Jenny leaned in, her face inches from Adoria's. Her tone softened, but it was no less chilling. "Oh, but I do. Think about his family, Adoria. What would a poor girl like you even do there? You don't belong in his world. You never did. Ethan was mine from the start. You did your part, now back off." Adoria's vision blurred as tears spilled down her cheeks. She stared at Jenny, the woman she had once idolized, the sister she had trusted. But now, all she saw was cruelty. Calculated, deliberate cruelty. Jenny straightened, brushing a strand of hair from her face as if the conversation had bored her. "You have two choices," she said lightly, her tone almost cheerful. "Leave Ethan or I'll make sure you lose him. And everything else you care about." Adoria's voice cracked as she tried to speak. "Jenny, Think it over," Jenny interrupted, turning toward the door. She paused in the doorway, casting one last glance over her shoulder. "But don't take too long. I'm not a patient woman." Jenny turned and looked at her, before exiting the room as she gave Adoria a smile which wasn't a smile, a playful yet dangerous curve of her lips. "You really should think about that window," she said casually, gesturing toward it. "It would solve all your problems. And mine." The door clicked shut behind her, and her laughter echoed faintly down the hall. Adoria sank to the floor, her tears falling freely now. The pale moonlight streaming through the window seems harsher, illuminating the storm raging within her. Ethan, Jenny, the window. The choices felt unbearable, and yet she knew she had to make one. She couldn't help but remember the first time she met with Jenny on that fateful day. The shabby house groaned under the weight of years of neglect, its peeling paint curling like tired petals. A single flickering bulb swayed slightly in the breeze from a cracked window, casting restless shadows across the walls. On the splintered floor, 8-year-old Adoria sat pressed against the side of her mother's rickety bed. Her small hands clung desperately to the fraying blanket, her face streaked with tears. "Mama," Adoria whimpered, her wide, tear-filled eyes fixed on her mother's pale, sweat-covered face. "Are you sure you're okay?" Her mother, Edith, gave a faint smile, though her trembling lips betrayed her struggle. She brushed a damp strand of hair from her face, her breaths shallow and uneven.